So, after 15 years, the Dutch band Face Tomorrow, unfortunately, is saying goodbye to playing together as a band. And that is why we consider ourselves very lucky to have been able to grab them for one last interview. So it goes without saying that this interview should and will be about their careers, so looking back on their careers. And of course, we'll stick to our own well-known theme, which is religion, of course. So, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Let's say it like that, because we're missing a few of the members of the band, but we got these two, so that's very good. This time, when we're doing the interview, we'll go back to what our predecessor's take was on doing interviews with bands, which is namely the 7 deadly sins. Very good, right? So, do you know the 7 deadly sins?
Well, yes, of course, by heart.
Yeah, which ones are they?
Start with the worst one. Okay?
Yeah.
Pride.
Pride?
Yeah.
Oh, pride, yeah.
Yeah, good thing you say that.
And then you have envy and sloth, gluttony.
Sport?
Really?
Oh man.
Greed?
Greed, yes.
Greed.
Lust. One more. It's your turn.
No, my head is like a hole.
Yeah.
Alcohol? Was it?
Alcohol,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a 7 one.
That's
Yes.
that's probably greed or gluttony. Did you say greed? Did you say
Yeah,
gluttony? Did you say sloth?
Yeah.
Wrath.
I did.
Wrath.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Indeed.
Vengeance.
Yeah. Indeed. Good. So let's just go. Are you guys religious types?
No.
Nope.
No. Okay.
No.
Clear answer.
No. Yeah.
Anyways, we'll still be dealing with religion. So
Yeah, sure.
first deadly sin is sloth. So laziness, basically. So with 4 albums and more than 600 shows to your name, we were wondering whether there's been a slacker in the band. So how did you guys go about writing songs? Was there one person in particular who wrote all the songs, or did you work together as a band, or how did you do that mainly?
We work together most of the times. But somebody might have an idea. Most of the time somebody has an idea, and then we bring it into our nice rehearsal studio, and then we all work on it together.
Yeah, okay.
So.
And that's always been the case, so there hasn't been a slacker, because you guys started laughing?
No, well,
in different things.
There's more than just writing songs when you're in a band. So,
Being on time.
Yeah, being on time, yes, that's one thing, or just...
being plain lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're protecting someone now, I'm sensing.
No. Well, we all, I guess we all slack now and then. So.
Yeah.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Each his turn.
Yeah, it takes a lot of responsibilities to be in a band, and so therefore you have to be really onto everything all the time. So, and that's kind of hard when you're not in it for the money. You have to do
Jobs.
a job to earn money, so you have to do it in the evenings, in the mornings, in the nights, and yeah,
it's not always as easy.
Yeah, exactly.
So, was there a time you really lacked inspiration, for instance?
No,
not really.
No.
When you're writing songs with a couple of people, there's always like ideas that don't turn into a song, and that has nothing to do with creativity or anything, or lacking in creativity, but it's just being on a different level at that time.
Yes.
And there were times where we were kind of more apart, and then it took a little bit longer to write songs. But
you came together as one in the end.
Yeah, and we threw away a lot of songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That probably happens in every band, right? So.
I guess so. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Thank you for that answer. So the second one is wrath, being angry. So have you ever been angry at each other? Maybe you were on the verge of quitting once, or didn't that happen?
Yes, of course. So when we always say to each other or to others that being in a band like this is like a marriage. It's like a relationship you're having with each other, and
good
so
comparison.
well, you have the good times and intimate times, and you have the.
I do not want to know about that.
You will not know. No, okay. But you also have the hard times, and that's all part of the deal. Yeah. And we have been in situations that we were, literally asking ourselves do we want to continue? And
Yeah.
well, the answer has always been yes until this
Until
summer.
now.
Until recently.
Yeah.
But it's not because of
Anger.
anger or difficulties, or it was
Okay.
just because we thought of moving on to do other stuff.
Yeah. Wanting different things, searching for different
Yeah, no,
horizons.
but not only personally, but also musically.
Yeah.
So, and I don't think anybody of us will actually quit making music
No.
because
I have a
can't.
question
Been doing it
about
for
that
so
later
long.
on. Yeah.
But yeah, just time for new stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Then the third deadly sin is gluttony. So we interpreted gluttony in a figurative way because it was quite hard to find a question with an interpretation that's literal. So, do you guys have other plans right now to do something else, or will you just see what happens in the musical world? Of
I think
course?
it differs from person to person.
Yeah.
I know what I'm gonna do. Like in probably February, I'm gonna start doing music again. I'm gonna take a couple of months off because I'm gonna be a dad. And,
Oh, congratulations!
Thank you. So I need a little bit of time for that.
Yes,
of course.
probably.
But after that, I'm just I have a friend that I'm gonna write songs with,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I've been wanting to write songs with for about 10 years, and now finally I have the time. So
Yeah.
that's my plan.
What's yours?
I'll guess I just see what comes to me, and I'm always busy writing music for a band in my mind or something, or just for the sake of writing music. I don't know. It's something that really comes naturally.
Yeah, so you do
Just
not
see
have
what
any
happens.
fixed plans.
No,
You just see
I-
what happens.
I do play in another band together with the drummer of Face Tomorrow, and it's a sort of a doomy post-rock metal band called Simon. And
Yeah, advertise it.
yeah, Simon. And we are about to release our second album, so that's well, it's not a band that is as active as Face Tomorrow is, so it won't take the same amount of time in my life, but yeah,
But
still doing that.
yeah, still going in the right
Yeah.
direction with music.
Yeah.
Okay, good, thank you. Envy is a fourth one. So, have you ever been envious of other bands? You don't have to name any bands, of course, but were there times you thought you didn't get the attention maybe you deserved and other bands did, or how did that go?
Well, I think
It's a hard one.
Yeah, I think when I have to be like completely honest, yeah, there were times where I thought like, why them? Why not us? Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Well,
But
I never really had a sort of particular band that I was thinking about, like, oh man, what they're doing, I want to do that. Well, of course you want to be bigger and do more things, but in terms of recognition, I guess we all, we all are a little frustrated now and then about the fact that we think that we sometimes deserve more support, especially in Holland, for example. There,
Yeah.
the
And
main
you mean by audience or by
Media.
labels? Or
media and
radio,
yeah. But that's well, you can get upset once in a while, but it never took the focus out of what we really wanted.
Yeah.
And that was just playing shows everywhere and
that's
look the people in the eye who came to the shows, and then gave it all we could.
Yeah, that's probably the best thing about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it's all about. So it's it sometimes crossed our minds, the envy part, but well, I guess we never
Gave into it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
So to go on, to combine both envy and the next deadly sin, which is lust. If I may be so bold, I think you are in a relationship.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
you
so,
are, by the way, so it's easy.
oh yeah, that's very
Fine.
easy.
Yeah.
Okay. So is it easy to combine being in a relationship with doing what you do and playing so often, and when people have to wait for you at home?
It's very easy. They just take it.
It takes a lot from, well, for me, my girlfriend. It takes a lot from her, me being gone all the time.
Especially now, probably.
Yeah, especially now because she can hardly sleep when I'm not there. So it's. But yeah, there were times where it was hard, also for yourself, because you wanna do the things that couples do, but you never have the chance. There's no way you can take a weekend off and go somewhere.
Yeah, just keeping the faith in.
They have to constantly. You have to constantly mold your life around the band. So everything is band comes first, and then everything else you're gonna like find time to do the other stuff.
That's probably not a good feeling for her. That the band comes
exactly,
first.
exactly.
But
I think because I had during the course of our band had about 4 different relationships. So I finally found the one person that could manage it. So.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
But it's also something, I guess, that has changed over the years. That we all personally felt that it was more important. It was getting more important to respect that part of your life for yourself and for your loved one.
Yes.
To not put it aside for everything that the band does, and sometimes you turn it around and make the choices just for your personal life.
Yeah. So that's a point where you all got right now.
Yeah, I guess so.
I think so.
We all still have
Not
our heart
quite.
heart in the band, and it's we will keep it that way till the last show.
I think for also for every person in the band, it probably differs why we want to stop for ourselves. With me, it was 2 things. The one thing that was constantly haunting my mind was I want to make other music as well.
Kind of music.
And every other band I did next to Face Tomorrow just didn't work because I didn't have the space in my head to even write songs. So now I have time for that, and I'm becoming a dad, so it would be nice to have like a little bit more quiet times for a couple of months, to not be gone every weekend and let my girlfriend.
You don't want to get her mad right now, probably.
No, that would just be like awful if I would do that. So.
No.
Okay, thank you. Then the 6th one is greed. That's the second last. So, have you always played just because you wanted to get a message across with your music and for the fun of it, or has there been a time you did it for extra money or for stuff like that?
We've never done it for money because we never made any money.
We've never been able to do it for money. I would love to. No.
If you could have done that, would you do it for a living or?
No.
Well, if I could have, but only if I could do the same thing as I'm doing now. I wouldn't be playing different kind of music to make money out of it. Like I wouldn't go play in a band and be gone every weekend if I don't really like the band, but it pays the bills or something.
No.
Doesn't really make sense to me.
No.
But I guess I always experienced that the band had a sort of therapeutical effect on all the persons, and so we can sing or have our mind on stuff that we are thinking about or angry about or happy about, and we can put it in our music, but it's in the end it's all about getting it out, and there's no other way I can get it out of myself than making music, and especially playing it together. It feels like a very strong bond, and
it's basically art therapy.
Yeah, it is.
Playing.
So I'm really looking up to the point that it won't be there. Besides all the stuff that we will get back for it, we will get some more freedom and we get to write other music. But yeah, that part's gonna be hard. Maybe not for 2 months, but for half a year or a whole year, 2 years.
Been used to not having our therapy.
Yeah.
For that long.
Yeah, 15 years. That's quite a time. Right? Yeah. Okay. Then our last one already is pride, the worst one. So of course you can and should be proud of everything that you have achieved with Face Tomorrow, and we can sincerely tell you it will be a loss to us, and of course also to everyone you're playing for tonight in your last acoustic show in Belgium.
Thank you.
Yeah, and probably everywhere else as well. So the question here is, was there one moment or one period of time or anything like that that you're most proud of to have accomplished during these 15 years together?
I guess for me,
one thing, but
for me it's the last period, the last, I guess, 2 years, something like that. Yeah, I'm really proud of it, because we had a really hard time after our third album, and we were on the edge of falling apart, and well, we just came back, and we I guess we made our best album, the last album. That's my feeling.
Yeah.
Well, that really felt like an achievement to go back on tour again, to go back to Germany again, to do that. I guess that's what I'm most proud of.
What I'm really proud of was when we started out, we wanted to show people, especially in Holland, that you could do stuff musically without the support of big ass managers, major labels and all that stuff. We wanted to show people that you could also achieve something as a band just by working really, really hard. And I think we've showed a lot of people that you can also just do it yourself and just work really, really hard and be smart and take smart decisions. And
but that's what also
like crowdfunding, for instance. Yeah. I think that's a funny subject, because somebody told me about a week ago, told me, you guys were actually one of the first bands I've ever heard of that did something like crowdfunding. With our first EP, that was 2000 probably. We already had like the idea of like, let's let people pre-order the CD, and then we have money, and then we can press the CD.
That is a good idea.
and these days there's like a zillion projects that go on like that. I think I was pretty proud of that idea. That was awesome. Be proud of that. It
was awesome. Okay.
Yeah, that was a good idea. Cheers to that. I'm proud of myself.
So everybody, you can do it as long as you want.
Yeah.
You can do it. That's the main message I'm getting here, right?
Exactly.
Okay. So for all of you who still want to see Face Tomorrow perform one last time, you can check out www.facetomorrow.net for more information about their last tour. And then I want to thank you guys very much for doing this interview with me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.